What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Entrepreneur Motivation Podcast. I'm your host, Chris Bello, and today I want to talk about a reminder to myself: practice gratitude. I've talked about gratitude before. I've had friends on the episode and other podcast guests talk about gratitude, but it is so important to remain grateful. I've mentioned before as well that I have a daily journal that I do, and I finally have enough journal entries where I can look back a year on this day, kind of like Facebook Memories does, which is always cool to see as well. But I can look back a year ago on this day and read what I typed in my journal, and I can get a feel for like how much have I grown. And the idea that I like to have, and I'm kind of a nerd, so I can probably export this data and put it in Excel and use some formulas in a way where I can see 5 years in a row of my daily journal entries stacked next to each other. I'll probably figure out a way to do that in the future when I have more data, because I would really love to see what did I do on this day 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and then what am I doing today? And it really helps you see how much you've grown, because last week, for example, for those who've been listening to the podcast a long time, you know, I started off, I wasn't very vocal. I was still finding my voice. I was monotone. That's always been the feedback that I used to get. And now I'm starting to do like the tonality. I'm improving my speaking. I'm more comfortable in front of the camera. I'm not afraid to talk in front of groups of people, at least small groups. I'm sure I'd get nervous if there were 1,000 people in the room until I started talking. And then I feel like it would become easier. But I've grown a ton, and it's so easy to forget how far we've come. I just interviewed Billy Jean on my podcast on the last episode, and he talked about how we're humans. We always want more. Things change. We might want different things. And like, just look at my last week. The last few episodes, I've interviewed some amazing guests, some heavy hitters. Billy Jean is marketing, Dean Graziosi, Dan Fleischman. A year ago I interviewed Dan Locke, but like now I'm starting to interview more and more influencers, and things are happening in my life where this is becoming normal. I'm not as nervous to get in front of the camera and talk to someone like Dean Graziosi and ask some questions, because it's starting to become my new normal. And even last week, so I interviewed Billy Jean. That was really cool to talk to him. He's been someone whose videos I've watched, whose ads I've been a fan of, and I'm very interested to see, like, it's entertaining. It hooks me in. I actually watched the ad all the way through. And I interviewed Billy Jean, and then I had 2 listings of mine where we accepted offers on them. So they are under contract. They're still in that option period where the buyer could possibly back out, but there's no surprises on either property. So I'm not anticipating anything falling through. Knock on wood, you never know until the deal closes. But like, that is a solid freaking week for me. Like, 2 executed contracts, listings. I'm the listing agent on both of them, and an interview with Billy Jean. Just talked to him for an hour about marketing and life and sales and Xbox and all kinds of things. And that's becoming my new normal. It's where I'm going with this is that it's easy for me to just get caught up and be like, okay, interview with Billy Jean, follow up on this contract, look at my whiteboard of things to do. All right, inspection today on my listing for the one buyer that made an offer. And I'm so caught up in the busyness that I don't have time sometimes, or I need to make time to sit back and be like, damn, I'm doing some cool shit, right? It's been a cool week. I still have the self-doubt at times. I've talked about it before. I still have that self-doubt at times where I'm like, man, who am I to do this? Should I create a course? Like, I don't know. People are going to be like, does Chris think he's like a little Tony Robbins? And of course, I've got Tony Robbins books and other things on, the bookshelf behind me. But the self-doubt is real. But as you continue to work hard and you continue to chip away at your goals and you continue to accomplish more and more, and my cat's jumping all over my desk. If you guys are watching on YouTube, she's kind of like schizophrenic or something, but I love her. And if you're watching the camera too here, I'm going to show you where my dog is. My dog's chilling down here. Maya, hey, where are you? Oh, she's back here. She's back. Can't really see her. Hey, say hello. Yeah, they're really cute. Not animals, but in any case, I'm a little ADD today. I'm hyped up. I watched some motivational videos. I'm drinking a little bit of caffeine right now. I'm intermittent fasting. So, black coffee is the way to go for that until noon. But yeah, remember to take a step back and be grateful for what you've accomplished, for what you have. I've said it before, I'm definitely not living in my dream home at all. I mean, I'm grateful to have a roof over my head It's an old house that I bought without knowing what I was doing when I wanted to be an investor a few years ago, and I had an oil and gas job. And it had a lot of things that it needed. It still could use quite a bit of love to be really like nice to live in, but it's comfortable and it's got everything I need. And I'm happy. And of course, I've got way more goals. I want to be in a huge house. I don't want to be crammed in this little office space that I'm in right now, where I feel like I have to play Tetris because I got to step over the dog over here, and I'm kind of like locked in this little room. But yeah, it's definitely not my dream house by any means, but I'm grateful for what I've had and what I've accomplished. The fact that I've bought this home, I paid off student loans, I paid down my car loans years ago. The only debt that I have, other than a little bit of business expenses and stuff lately, is my house. And so I'm making the right decisions. I'm spending money only on the things that make sense for me and for my business at this time. And sometimes that changes. And I look back and I've grown and learned so much. Like, how many of my friends, at least the corporate friends that are still doing the corporate grind, can say that they've talked to people like Dean Graziosi, Billie Jean, face to face, not just saying hello at an event in the last 5 minutes, thanking them when they've got a line of 200 people, but like face to face for 30 minutes or for an hour. And I'm not saying this to brag, or what does the saying go? I'm not saying this to impress you. I'm saying this to impress upon you that you can really change a lot of things within just a few months, a few years of just staying consistent, chipping away, and just redefining yourself, right? So this is just a reminder to myself and to you in the audience to think about all the things you're grateful for. You might have had a bad day. You might have had a bad week. Something may not be going your way. But I guarantee you, if you take a few minutes to think about the things that are going well, and that can be as small as having my dog sitting here right behind me, just super cute, chilling and keeping me company because I'm the only one home right now. And then my cats scurrying around the house and entertaining me because they're just so funny and they like play fight, like the Lion King or whatever. But yeah, so remember to be grateful. And no matter what you're doing throughout your day, as things get crazy, maybe take a second to pause, relax, meditate for another 10 minutes. I meditate in the middle of the day to reset my day. And anytime things start getting crazy and I start stressing out and I start worrying about all these things and, oh no, I just missed this call and a voicemail. What if it's important? What if it's urgent? It is not my dying mother calling me from my brokerage office. It has to do with the deal. And I'm going to figure it out and respond. And honestly, my voicemail tells people to send me a text or email anyway. So if they do that and follow my instructions, everything should be fine and they'll get a great response after this video. But with that being said, I hope everybody's having a great day. If you're not, practice what I just talked about. Remind yourself to be grateful. Take a few minutes to think about all the things that are going well in your life. Don't just focus on the things that are going poorly, because then obviously you'll be like, oh, my life sucks. Look at all the bad things that happened. This happened, and then I got a flat tire, and then this business partner screwed me over. If you can just look at it as, oh yeah, I got a flat tire. Maybe I avoided that accident that happened on the freeway in that area I was going to be in. That could have been me, but this was like happening for me, not to me type thing. And then you'll be able to see things in a different way, and it'll just change the way you look at things. And then when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Bam, I'm starting to get these motivational quotes down because I say them so often. But yeah, I hope you all have a great day. Keep in touch, and remember, less dreaming, more doing. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe on YouTube, leave a review on iTunes or Apple or whatever podcast platform you're looking or listening to this on. And I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate your support. Thanks for being here. Thanks for listening to my message and to my voice and finding value in what it is that I have to say and to offer. And if you have any ideas on what you'd like me to talk about next, feel free to shoot me a DM on Instagram. I get a lot. I do like hundreds of messages a day between business and clients and friends and family and random people outreaching, but I do my best to reply to everybody, at least if I can right away. And then maybe if not the same day, like within a few days or within a week or something like that. So talk to you all soon. I'm going to cut the video here and then I'm going to record another video because I'm time blocking my video editing. So yeah, talk to you on the next episode. Going to go record this other video now. Bye.